Hey, my name is Sarah Brogdon, and today I'm here to persuade you that parents should not homeschool their children. Homeschooling your children may have many disadvantages to a child's upbringing. Can you imagine being a child and waking up in the morning to come sit at the kitchen table for breakfast, but right after breakfast you know you're going to have to stay there day in, day out with books and studying and learning all day long? Could you imagine how it feels not to be able to have the daily interaction with other kids or even have the experience of school like most of us do have? That's what happened to my friend Stacy. I met her in college and she was homeschooled her whole life. When she got to college, she had to work extra hard to get to her peers' level. She wasn't there through education or through socialization, so she had to work twice as hard to get up to peer level. Homeschooling can cause major setbacks to essential child development. I've witnessed a friend go through major setbacks from homeschooling, and her struggle of getting back to peer level and the emotional problems it caused her leads to sort of a heartbreak for me, and I don't wish that on any child. Homeschooling takes more patience and dedication than most people realize. Is this a risk that you're willing to take to have your child be set back to their peers? I'll explain some negative setbacks of homeschooling, such as socialization, management, time, and cost. Let's start by explaining a social problem kids may face. According to For Teachers by Teachers, forming bonds and socializing with children their own age is important for the child's development, health, and to develop social skills. Homeschool may not have the ample opportunity to develop those social skills with other kids. Yes, there's organized sports, clubs, or even places like church for Sunday school that kids can have the interaction with other kids, but that's different than having daily interaction and learning with other children through the educational process. When bonds are forced, such as putting your child in sports and clubs to meet that experience of working with other kids, it may have negative effects on the child, whereas natural bonds come through attending school and almost choosing who your friends are and naturally connecting to those kids. Kids that are homeschooled can also be made fun of by these other kids in the sports and clubs that most kids are not made fun of for. The lack of social skills can also affect adulthood. When kids get to the college level, they may be overwhelmed by all the activity, all the people around, and the educational level that they're being taught at in college level. So they might have to work twice as hard to get back up to speed. Also, in their career choice, they might have setbacks from not understanding how to be a good team player or even have leadership abilities to promote them into certain careers. Now you know what type of social problems can occur from being homeschooled. Let's review how time could be a problem. According to homeschoolcurriculum.org, homeschooling does allow flexibility, but there still needs to be a schedule to follow and a time for learning, homework, and the normal interactions of the home. Managing these times when all of them are in a home setting can prove to be difficult. Parents may have the distractions of what's on the agenda today, the to-do list, what's for dinner, what type of groceries need to be put back into the refrigerator or cabinets. And this can take away from the quality of teaching that the parent may provide the child. The child can have simple distractions that normal children go through, such as just an open window or a sunny day, to the TV, even if it's not on, house pets, and other siblings. And that could prove to be negative for their education and intake. Do you have any distractions that you know would prove your child or yourself to take away from the quality of learning or teaching? According to For Teachers by Teachers, homeschooling is a full-time commitment, and to make sure that the child receives a quality education, parents need to invest time and effort needed. Are you willing to be around your kids 24/7? It takes a lot of practice and patience to teach a child and to come into an understanding of how your child learns and what's the best way to teach them. Are you willing to go through this? Are you also willing to risk being the sole provider of school, social life, and home life for your child? Would you be comfortable with this? According to the Tennessee Department of Education, parents choosing this educational option must meet specified educational requirements. They must test the child, and they must report their attendance to the local educational agency each year. Now that I've gone over the social negative effects and the time management negative effects, let's review what it takes to keep the homeschool running. Compared to public school, where it's free, homeschool is very costly. You have to keep up with the new curriculums that the certain programs are providing parents to teach their children. You have to purchase all the supporting materials such as books and teacher guides and things of that nature. Yes, you do have to buy supplies for public schools such as pens and paper and things of that nature, but you don't have to be the sole provider for it. There also might be some unplanned expenses. If your child's not understanding a certain subject the way they need to for the test, you may have to provide them a tutor for that certain subject. Science project materials can cause problems because they might not be easy to come by, so you might have to spend extra time finding them and even extra money providing to receive those materials. There's also a setback for college scholarships. There's more opportunity to public school children to learn about college scholarships and what's available to them, whereas homeschool children may not have that same opportunity. Again, homeschool may cause major setbacks to essential child development. Today I've reviewed the negative effects of homeschool, such as socialization setbacks, time managing, and costs. I urge you to choose against homeschooling your children and putting your children through these risks of not developing as a normal child. After meeting my friend Stacy, I understand now that homeschool can have more negative effects of the child's future than positive. Are you willing to put your child through these same setbacks?